All right, good people. We're back. And as always, whether you're listening in your car, in the toilet, in your cubicle, I don't know where, but wherever you are, thank you for listening as always. And of course, you gotta spread some love by hitting that subscribe button if you haven't yet. And if you have, go tell all your friends about your favorite podcast. But only if it's the Coming Clean podcast. If we're not your favorite podcast, tell your friends about us anyway. And also, if you haven't yet, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It's that simple. Leave a review if you have a little bit more time. And now you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the return of the Coming Clean podcast.
Ace Podcast.
Hi, this is Alex M.
And this is Morgan S.
And you're listening to Coming Clean Podcast with Sam and Marty.
Can it get down like this?
This is
The
Coming
Clean Podcast.
Can we get down like that?
with Sam and Marty.
Oh yeah, we're back, and this time we are talking all about Jenn Bunney, homie hopping a little bit, and LC's continued issues with Heidi.
Left coast, best coast, did I stutter? West coast, that's my bread and butter. Rap fam, hot damn on the come on. Everybody be like, what up, what up, what up? She looks like she's in California. She dances with two left feet and do the hips to poker. Funny looking, shake a leg, bunny on the rim, and we look stupid bunnies.
Hello and welcome. Happy Friday and welcome to the Coming Clean Podcast, the retrospective podcast about MTV's iconic shows Laguna Beach. And now we are talking about The Hills. It's episode 51. We are back from the Thanksgiving break. We are feeling good. Hope you're feeling good. And let me introduce myself. I am the president of the Lonely Girl 15 Fad Club, a.k.a. the boy who chugs LaCroix, but really only the citrus kinds because the rest taste like fruit fart. A.k.a. the writer of Sins, Not Tragedies, a.k.a. Lin-Manuel Miranda Cosgrove. So get your pair phones ready to meet the Fallout Man. Because, ladies, you gotta watch out because I'm known to drop a heart and break a name. Gotta hit those consonants. But you know me best as the bro that runs the show. I'm very nice. My name is Marty. And of course, with me, the... I can't
The
think of
man with the face of a Hollywood lead, but I can't read, a.k.a. Baby Shiloh and Baby Surrey's biological father, a.k.a. Sama California, a.k.a. Sama Montana, a.k.a. Helen of Troy Bolton, so get your head in this game. I am larger than life, a.k.a. the Backstreet Man, but I won't show you the meaning of being lonely. Never call me T-Mobile, because I ain't your sidekick, Mr. Visually Rewarding, with a new intro, finally on this. It's me, Sam.
He's a big boy. And of course, he is the donkey to my Shrek. But welcome back.
Because I'm cooking waffles.
Waffles? I don't know what's happening. But we are back after a, I want to say, well-deserved 2-week vacation. Good to be back, Sam.
Yeah, I feel like years have gone off my life, and I'm rejuvenated.
Oh, wow.
I filled up on turkey. I filled up on mashed potatoes, and I'm back at it.
Oh, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. A belated one to all the Coming Clean podcast listeners, a.k.a. the good people. Once again, happy Thanksgiving, except to Dan. Dan, we still don't like you.
Yeah, he's probably still on that beach.
Well, let's talk about our friends on the beach. It's time for a little bit of the Hills headlines. Hit that drum.
The Hills Headlines.
All right. We are struggling a little bit with the drops here, getting our timing back. But any news from the cast right now?
In recent news, we have not from the cast, but from the inspiration of things that are unwritten, Natasha Bedingfield
Ooh.
is pregnant with a boy.
Hey. Baby alert. Congrats. Shout out. Shout out to Natasha Bedingfield.
Yo soy
not know
baby.
that. Yeah. I did not know that was happening. So I guess you're up on your Natasha Bedingfield Twitter.
Who is not?
Apparently me. Just me.
Yeah, I figured I was going to drop that on you as a little surprise.
Yeah, but for this next bit of information, we already previewed this on our Twitter a while back when we were on break, but we're going to have to interrupt this regularly scheduled Hills headlines for a little bit of Laguna news that I don't have a drop for, so I'm just going to press a random drop. Our boy, Polster. How about that? Our man's engaged.
Okay, good. At first I thought he got married, but engaged looks to be more like it.
Yes, yeah. I don't think he would have slid too privately without us knowing that he got engaged.
And looks like he got engaged in the East Village, so geo-targeted.
Were you there? Were you like watching, just clapping?
It does look pretty familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure we've been there. I'm sure we've had many shenanigans and chicanery over there. No strangers to the East Village. But I'm trying to pull up the name of the good person who gave us the heads up even before this went public, way before this went public. She had first news, but my computer ain't agreeing with me, so I'll look for that and we'll shout you out. But thanks for that little bit of Lagoon news, and congrats to our boy Polster.
Yeah, and if anybody has a tip, send him on over and we'll shout him out.
Yep, at coming.clean.pod, as always.
Just like Allison did.
There you go. Shouts to Allison, good person, giving us some Lagoon news. Haven't had that in a while, but we got even bigger news. Back to some Hills headlines. I'm sure the good people have noticed we have changed it up a little bit, and a new look, a new feel. Same podcast, but just a little more colorful now.
Yeah, let us know if you guys like it, how you guys are feeling about it. Do you have mixed emotions? Yeah. Are you upset? You guys know how to get us. Find us all on Coming Clean Pod on all platforms. We're pretty easy to reach.
Yeah, and we needed a little refresh so we could pop a little bit now that the podcast is well and officially popping. We're on Spotify. For people already listening on Spotify, shouts to you.
I believe the first and only Laguna Beach and the Hills podcast that's on there. That's possibly not verified, but we'll say it is.
It's a gut feeling stat. Gut news.
Yeah. We only live by our guts.
Yes. And besides, our shouts to Mike O'Malley working on his start at Global Guts. This podcast is off to a great start.
If you guys like Mike O'Malley, check out our Yes Dear podcast that we have on the episode.
Oh man, I don't have that drop handy on me right now.
But that should be a good reminder.
Yes. But now, if you're seeing blue skies and a bright sun, you'll remember the Coming Clean podcast. And another way to remember us is by, especially in this holiday season, we got you covered because we finally, after months of me promising it, we officially have our merch store up, and you can get it at www.teespring.com/stores/comingcleanpod. We got a few designs up there. You got your options of, tees, tank tops, workout gear, mugs if you prefer that. But we got several different logos up there, or not logos, but designs. And you can either rep the podcast or rep Team Alex M, which is what I'm doing, or you can rep Team Jessica and Kristen. So pledge your allegiance. And you know what? We're going to start this. If anyone has any ideas or suggestions for merch designs, let us know, or send it to us if you want to make your own and show your love for the pod. Let us know, and you might find yourself on a t-shirt. Everything. Well, at least all the t-shirts, not the sweatshirts. Sweatshirts are $50. T-shirts, $25. Pretty reasonable price there. And is there anything else we want to share here as a headline, or should we dive in?
I think they're all waiting in anticipation for us to begin.
All right. Well, here we go. It's time for the highlights for season 2, episode 7. What is this one called?
With friends like these.
And now the highlights. ... Now the highlights. Right now.
The Hills highlights.
All right. Interesting episode. I did not expect it to be focused around a certain someone that has been one of our faves, but we're going to be able to talk. We're going to get the chance to talk about her a lot on this episode. But first, LC issues with Heidi still happening. Lots of chit chat with Audrina, just talking about the issues, and it seems to be going further on the outs than getting back together.
Yeah. I like to see that Audrina and Elsie have really formed this new bond.
Yeah, we're starting to see. Also, Whitney is starting to really play the good friend card. Doesn't really know the entire story, but you got to take Elsie's side anyway. Exactly.
I respect all her opinions.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So yeah, those issues still happening, but I think the meat and this topic will obviously rear its head throughout this episode, but really the heart of this is Jenn Bunney coming into play.
Yeah. So these two sections of Jenn and Heidi and Elsie in this weird new, it's like a best friends Thunderdome that 3 enter and only 2 can actually leave.
Here we go!
Yeah, I got you.
And it turns out Heidi and Jenn leave together and Elsie is left in the dust.
Yeah, so how? So I'm guessing Jenn just lives nearby, probably goes to school nearby, right? So
I believe
she around?
See, I'm not totally sure of the time frame, so it might be summer, but I believe she went to
East Coast.
Yeah, what's the school in Boston? Tufts. I believe she went to Tufts. Okay.
I was like, what's the name of the school in the city where there is the most schools?
There's like 7. Yeah. So, yeah, she went to Tufts for, I believe, some kind of medical field.
Yes.
So it must have been still the summertime. Oh, no, they were wearing jackets. So it could have been fall break or something around that she must have been back.
I
on
know
the West
how
Coast.
we can answer that. If we look up when Jenn Bunney's birthday is.
Good point.
But yeah, keep setting the stage. I'll look it up.
Yeah. So it's Jen's 21st birthday. There's a big plans to go to Leduc, which is now closed. And
just the fate of all of these places. Also, it's November 9th, so maybe Thanksgiving break.
I feel like it's still a little early, but
yeah,
whatever. We don't know their lives. We can't handle that.
Hashtag I can't.
And if she's 21, she could have graduated. I don't know. It's borderline on graduation.
Oh, right. So. True. Oh, anyway. Yep.
Whatever. We don't know their lives.
Yes.
So it's Jen's birthday. She was really excited to invite Spencer and Brody to her birthday, which Elsie wasn't very up on, but it seems like she didn't really care.
Right.
And they also planned to have a little dinner at the Geisha House, get some sushi with the girls before going out.
Still open?
Yep. Still, no, that one's closed. Yeah, no, that was closed the past couple episodes.
Why do I even ask?
Nah, don't even bother. And it seems like Elsie and Heidi are still having their differences, but they're good when Spencer isn't brought up or isn't involved. Mm-hmm. And everything's fine. It's all right. Elsie and Heidi buy Jen a very nice present, even though Jen secretly is still trying to... she's happy that Brody's there, so she's given hints that she might want to as in their terms, mac it with Brody.
Yeah, I haven't heard that term. That really dates the episode for me because I don't think I've used mac it since like freshman
I don't think
year.
I don't think anybody's used Mac since like Return of the Mac in like 94.
Or like in a non-ironic way either.
Also very true.
All right. Anyway, so Jenn Bunney got some ideas. That
Yeah,
may not be that kosher.
No, and the thing is, like, she flips him back and forth, be like, "Oh, LC's my favorite friend, but Brody, he's very hot," and like she's been there through the whole time that LC and Brody have been kind of like dating or at least like hooking up and being together. We don't know necessarily what kind of went down. Maybe they had separate ideas or haven't been seeing each other kind of thing. But Jen wants in there. And whatever Jen wants, Heidi, I mean, being a good friend that she is like, all right, I'll set it up. But that's messed up on Heidi's part as well.
Yeah, so this is tough. Like, there's 3 people involved. And in some aspects, they're being a good friend to some. Well, I guess Heidi and Jen are just being good friends to each other, and neither of them are being good friends to LC. I guess I just answered my question. Yeah,
so it's like how, but my thing is Jen's known LC since she's been in like 3rd grade. Right. So that's like over or just about 20 years. That's a really long time.
Yep.
And all 3 of them are best friends, but maybe we don't know. Maybe like one relationship, maybe Jen and Heidi have got more close than her and LC. But that's the thing is that. But it's weird. Heidi's been gone with Spencer though. That Jen has been hanging out at the apartment more.
Yeah. So, I wonder what got into how the idea of Brody got into Jenn Bunney's brain, because. Yeah, she's clearly been hanging out with LC, so she knows that whole situation. She's been the one to sort of be the Heidi replacement, at least when Heidi's not around. So she knows all that trauma, because we know LC likes talking about all of that stuff. So correct. It's not. I know they have not followed our advice to define the relationship, but
nope.
But you're still aware that they've gone on dates. They like each other. There's like a mutual interest there. But as a friend, especially as a best friend, and Jenn Bunney said this herself, there's a difference between friends and best friend. There's a big difference there. And they consider each other best friends, and you go and do that to her?
No. It's not good at all.
Wow, that is rude.
You're damn right.
You're just being an ass.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
So... I'm having a hard time. I know I love me some Jenn Bunney, but no bueno.
So this is the thing, though, is that what, like, if, we talk about, like, say people only have, like, one specific person, like, true love. Okay. There's many ideas on that, right? Hypothetically, right?
Yep.
Ones of Jen and Brody were meant to be. Ooh. And she would have to... See, the thing is, she should have talked with LC and been like, "Hey, are you cool? Like, I'm kind of digging Brody. We've been hanging out, like just Spencer, Heidi, and I. Are you okay with that?" Like, if she talked to LC first, would have this not been an issue?
I think so, because at least LC could have made it clear. Yeah. And they wouldn't have to. I think the bigger issue, I think LC could have even gotten over the whole Jen hooking up with Brody if her and Heidi weren't pointing fingers, and then used Spencer as like the scapegoat. I know he's involved in this whole thing, but he's coming from the side of being Brody's wingman, and he doesn't really care about LC, so he is only looking out for his boy. So I don't really blame Spencer in any of this, because he has no investment. Like, he's 3 times removed from Jenn Bunney as... Heidi's boyfriend, and Elsie's not really.
Spencer is like the last person to get blamed. The one person who never gets blamed is Brody.
Yes, very true. Very
Which
true.
Brody should be kind of getting blamed for this too, or there should be some. Yes. Maybe we'll see it next episode or whatnot. But Elsie should also be placing her anger at mainly Jen, mainly Brody, and then kind of hidey that she probably could have prevented it or like talked Jen out of it.
Right.
But like that's all Heidi had to do is be like, "Hey Jen, this is not a good idea. Like you're Elsie's best friend."
Right.
And if Jen still did it, then you kind of cover your bases.
Yes.
Rather than she kind of was like, "Don't worry about it. Just
Right.
do whatever you want. It's your birthday," which is not the best answer to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like
It's wild, like what goes through people's head. Like it makes zero sense.
yeah, it's like it appeared on one song. What is that? It's my party and I'll cry if I want to.
Exactly.
And it's like it's fact.
It's my party. I'm going to hook up with whoever I want to.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. But yeah, that's a good point about Brody. So he seemed to be able to dodge this. He literally walked away from the situation during Jen's party.
Yep. Which was Jen wasn't really making sense, and I feel like he was trying to hit anything, and she was going back and forth. So he was like, "This is not worth it." Rather than him making the smart decision not to hook up with her,
Right.
it was more of he was just annoyed and was like, "This is a waste of my time."
Right.
Walked away.
Yeah, so a couple of questions here. I know going back to Brody and Spencer driving around, and that's when Spencer sort of brings up that, "Oh, I have a girlfriend now. You should get yourself a girlfriend so we can double date." Do you think this whole Jenn Bunney thing was Brody's intention to possibly get a girlfriend out of it, or was it just purely a hookup thing? Because I both are kind of messed up if he doesn't sort of I guess he doesn't really owe anything to LC, but it would be nice. It would be a good courtesy if you're like,
Yeah.
"No, we're not exclusive unless you want to be." Like that's when you actually define it. But
Yeah,
if we're
just
not,
break it off.
yeah. But if we're not, but also, yeah, I mean, it's LC's best friend. Like I would clear that too. That's kind of sketch to be like, "I'm gonna date your best. I'm gonna go on a date with your best friend," even like a hookup. So yeah, either way, I mean, a hookup is bad, but if he was looking to get a relationship out of that, that's even worse.
Yeah, because you're like destroying,
Yeah,
you know, somebody that you were very into.
right. So I don't know what his intentions were when it comes to Jenn Bunney. What they meant by macking. Was it like?
But maybe to him, Jen wasn't necessarily the dating type, and Elsie kind of is the girlfriend type.
Right.
But Elsie was like, "I don't want to be dating somebody." So maybe he was like, in Brody's mind, he's like, "All right, like, I'm just want to have fun. I don't want to have a girlfriend."
Right.
Jen's always around. Jen's like pretty. I like her.
Yep.
So he went after that.
It's like, of all the women in Los Angeles, of all the beautiful women in Los Angeles, I mean, wow.
Hey, it's if you're in the sights of Brody, he's going after you.
But also, I guess you got to get that TV time too. Like he wouldn't have gotten the TV time if it was just some random.
Exactly. That Brody, like, man, he's been on that scene for, you know, like 20 years, and he's true. Going back to that, like Brody is like the true prince of Hollywood or whatever. I was dying when Spencer was like, "Man, I should do the like he should do that now if he
Right.
like
Oh,
needs
yeah,
a job
would-
or whatever."
yeah.
Like he would be make a killing of doing the maps.
Right, and he would have like wild stories now, probably. Like if they passed
Exactly.
the Playboy Mansion, he would have probably crazy stories around there.
Yeah. The guy we might have to tweet at him and be like, business idea.
Yeah, I mean, shouts to Hollywood map tours. We've done that before on a cutoff. What was it, like the top chopped van?
Yes.
That they did for, it was supposed to be like $150, but they let 3 of us get on for like 28.
If you're staying at the Hollywood Inn in downtown Hollywood, which is a terrible place to find a hotel, check out the Hollywood tours. It's a great way to get out.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it's called, but it's a red van with.
They're all the same. They're all the same company.
It was not meant to be a touring van, but like just imagine your run off the mill van with the top chopped off.
I mean, I think they gave us a good deal.
Yeah, I'm like the deal they gave us was like, Because we were like, oh, how much? They're like, oh, $50 a piece. And we're like, we don't have that kind of money. And they're like, how much cash do you have in your pockets? And we're like, $40 between us three. And they're like, that's fine. Just sit in the back.
Yeah. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, sit in the back. Just don't tell the cops. But what was that? Oh, so Spencer, yeah, possible second career for him doing that. So yeah, going back to, man, I don't know. So who, like in your in villain power rankings for this episode,
Ooh.
I think you already sort of alluded to it, where sort of it's between Jenn and Brody for the top spot, and then secondarily Spencer, or not even Spencer, secondarily Heidi. But if you were to,
Yes.
you got to pick, or if you got to pick who is the most at fault here.
I would say Jenn. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down, Jenn. Yeah, hands down, Jenn.
Pretty hands down, Jenn. Yeah, because she. But okay,
we don't know the situation with Brody and LC, so it's hard to comment on that.
But kayfabe only, the relationship was not defined, so I'm assuming they're not exclusive.
The question is it worse for somebody that you're seeing to hook up with your friend, or that your best friend to hook up with somebody that you're seeing?
Wow. Let us know at Coming Clean Pod, because we're going to have our opinions here. I'm stalling because I'm trying to think of the answer. But yeah, I want to know what other people, and we'll throw up a poll on Twitter too to see what people think. But oh, good question. Repeat the question, because I yelled with excitement.
It is it worse for a guy that you're kind of seeing, not define a guy or girl that you're seeing, not define the relationship, to hook up with your best friend since you were 3? Or is it worse that you're, third grade? Or is it your best friend since 3rd grade to hook up with a guy that you're kind of seeing?
Whew. All right. I think the biggest distinction there is the relationship is not defined.
Correct.
So I would say the best friend, because that relationship is defined, so they sort of owe you that information.
Yes. By process of elimination, I would say, the best friend hooking up with a guy you're kind of seeing is the worst.
Yeah, but also interestingly, here's the other thing. I think here's the part B to that question. If that relationship doesn't work out, the friend and your not defined relationship other, who are you more likely to forgive your friend or to go out with the other person first? Who gets forgiven first? Because we've measured the badness, now the forgiveness. Okay. What takes longer? Which relationship takes longer to fix?
I always say the best friend takes longer to fix.
Right? Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what I'm thinking.
Because one thing, you're most likely telling this best friend everything that's going on with this one relationship.
Ooh, true.
That you're kind of going through. So they already have information of what's going on, whereas that person has no idea. You might know their level of friendship, but if you're just a one-off person that hangs out a long time, you don't know the history that much. He might not know that LC and Jenn are friends for the longest time.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I would agree with that too. Because again, the relationship is not defined with the other one, so you could just, if you're bored one day, just slide into their DMs at Coming Clean Pod, and have a good time and sort of keep it cash.
Yeah.
And because then you know what you're up against now with that. So you don't really have to be emotionally invested in it as much. So there's less at stake. And there was less at stake to begin with. So, yeah, I think it's going to be harder to forgive the friend. I'm very uncomfortable just imagining that situation happening to anyone.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out with Elsie and Jenn, or how for the remainder of the season, how much is Jenn going to be around now?
Yeah, and another thing that I think I know there was like only really one story arc to this episode, but I want to say this is probably, even including the entire situation with Jason, I want to say this is the most emotion that I've seen from Elsie. Like, this is the first time I've seen her blow up like that.
Yeah.
Like, this is like Kristen or Jessica level freaking out.
Yeah, she has the right to freak out. My issue with her freak out is that she took it as a use to go after like Spencer, be like,
Yes.
Spencer is a bad guy for instigating this.
Right. So
Where I don't know if that's good placed anger, and
Right.
of like for the most part, like people are usually going to side with their significant other. Like
Right.
Heidi's saying love you, and she's like probably like, well, Spencer. It's not that big of a deal that Spencer's getting involved. I
Right.
guess.
Yeah, you're right, and I think this has been a pattern with LC where it's misplaced anger, because she's done it all the way through like Laguna, where she was mad at Kristen and not Steven for doing all that kind of stuff. But also, even though she was sort of the Jenn Bunney in that situation, and she's not even friends with Kristen, but if you want to relive those moments, go all the way back. But is this, is it coming full circle for LC? But yeah, I was surprised to see her that animated and that emotional over the whole thing. And she has the right to be. But I think you're right that she showed that anger, and she projected that anger because she pulled a Heidi of the I don't want to talk about this to Jen by hanging up on Jen, which, based on what LC said, Jen said about like, I'm sorry I called you. It's like, that's not a real apology. So I would have been pretty pissed too if I was.
You can't use like sarcasm or whatever it is, and like a snarky remark as your apology. Like that's not cool.
Yeah. So yeah, but she should have been yelling at Jen and not as much at Heidi. She can be upset at Heidi for not sticking up for her. But then, she did use it as sort of a bridge to then vilify innocent bystander Spencer.
Yeah, I think that was just a culmination of like everything that's going on.
Right.
But so that's the thing is, Elsie, she's losing a relationship right now. Like, you're losing a really good friend. But I feel like she's been a little selfish so this is the tough part, is that I don't want to say Elsie's being selfish, but she doesn't like who her best friend is dating.
Right.
And then that's tough. Like, it's tough enough, like, losing a friend when they start, say, like, dating somebody else. Like, that, a lot of their free time goes there, is placed over there. And it's even more tougher that it's to somebody that you don't like.
Right.
And I think it's Elsie's kind of realizing that, like, they're getting closer and closer and they're losing their time together. But I feel like she has to kind of grow up a little bit and like not let these emotions affect her. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I would deal in that situation. Like, I guess I would be really upset. Like, all this just happened to me in a couple days. On top of it, like, I'm also losing my best friend. Like, she's not making time for me.
Right.
But I guess eventually you'll realize that's like, if like they were meant to be friends for a long time, like they would still be friends.
Yeah, and can I take a little more cynical route on this?
Sure.
Just to spice it up, add some Zatarangs on this. So my take on it is, I think Heidi called her out on it when she didn't directly call out Elsie, but I think it was implied shade. It was a flyby when she said, yeah, I could have said something to Jen, but I can't control her. And I think that's a little bit of, again, a pattern of LC where she sort of gets upset anytime she loses control. It happened with the whole Steven thing. It happened with Jason. It happened when Emily showed up and she sort of lost the responsibility at Teen Vogue. she was not happy about that thing. And now it's happening again. It happened last week or last episode when Heidi and Spencer started really going out and spending time together, and Elsie lost control of the friendship, and now she's losing control of another friendship. So sort of still 100% related to your take, but just a little more cynical and a little bit more selfish. And you're right, there's some growing up to do on this Elsie part.
Yeah. Wait, that's my thing. Like, looking back on this now, and like it's been a couple years. Back then, I would have been like, "Man, Elsie got slighted there."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you're older, we're like, "All right, like it stinks, but like, all right, like that relationship's done. Like,
Yeah,
pack it in. Like,
it's either that. Yeah, I think we're more like we talk about this all the time. It's like, yeah, I have like my 4 or 5 friends. That's basically all I need.
Yeah.
So we're not as we're a lot quicker to cut people off if they're toxic, which, word of advice for everyone. We're not in the recommendations yet, but recommendation, New Year's resolution for you guys, just cut off like just one toxic person out of your life. It'll just make your year so much better.
yeah, like nobody has to deal with that. You don't have to deal with that.
It's
it's
just freeing. It's less baggage.
It's one less Christmas gift you have to give somebody.
But and also now that we're a lot older than them, we're like almost 10 years older than they were when they were going through this. What's funny is all of this when I'm watching this and I'm thinking of, okay, what would I do if I'm in that situation? And I'm thinking about it in like my older mindset is literally a phone call and a conversation over lunch can fix all of this. Like all of these problems could be fixed by like a couple of conversations as a group without you yelling at each other. It's just like, okay, Elsie, what have you heard? Because you've heard through Heidi, through Jenn, that Spencer said, that Brody said. It's all hearsay and it's all a mess.
Or like everybody sits down, everybody gets to say their point. Like, all right, Jenn, what do you have anything to say for yourself? She doesn't really say anything. Elsie says, all right, this hurt me, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
If everybody's like, all right, yeah, I'm sorry, like, my bad, like, I won't do it again, then they can probably move on.
It's
like,
over. Like
yeah,
before the main courses are in, like you're still finishing the free bread and you're already like laughing.
Yeah, but we signed up for a couple seasons, so we had to draw this out.
Sure. We got like 8 more seasons to go.
We got this.
So less communication, guys. More just talking to everyone else which okay.
This is why we do not write TV shows.
Yeah, because everything would be solved in like 15 minutes. It's like, I have a problem. You want to talk about it? Okay. Ah, all right.
Okay.
All right. The credits.
Yeah.
All right. We're running out of time here, but I also want to mention, talking about people just sticking their nose into just business. What's her name? Charlene? Sherry? Shuma?
Oh, Kiara.
Just
or some of
what?
Like oh wait, hold on. I love that her the title was because they work at Epic Records, but it just says Epic Intern. And I was like, man, I wish I had that.
I know. Yeah, she better still be rocking that on her resume. And if they ask about it, it's like I have proof. It's on TV. It comes with a DVD and a screenshot. It's like, yeah, I was an Epic Intern.
Yeah, but I mean, she's getting the whole lowdown from Audrina. I didn't think she was that out of line. She was right for the things she was saying. She was like, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's just like, how did you get roped into this situation? But also, I will not say no to some hot office gossip.
Well, was she the one that Audrina went and found the last time? It must have. They must have kept
I want
her
to
on.
say yes.
Yeah, we'll just say yeah.
Yeah, sure. No, again, no gut facts. Gut facts. Hashtag gut facts.
Yeah. We don't got time for the dilly dally.
Yeah. So speaking of not having time, we're running out of time here. So anything else on this episode that you want to touch on before we move on?
No, I think we got through everything.
All right, perfect. And before we award some superlatives to our cast, I want to say that today's episode is sponsored by the Coming Clean Podcast merch store. How about that?
Oh,
we got a
free
sponsor.
sponsors.
Yeah. And, the holidays are coming. I know you're thinking about some last minute presents. How about you give the good people in your lives some hot merch to celebrate some nostalgia, some early 2000s. You know, we're all teens of the early 2000s, and we know that was the glory day. Those were the glory days of pop culture. So why not celebrate that by repping it with the hottest podcast, with the hottest merch, the Coming Clean Podcast. Go get it. We have, I think, 4 designs up there that you can choose from, and several options. You can get it on a hoodie, you can get it on a sweater, you can get it on a t-shirt or some tank tops, both men and women. So no shortage of choices. So go get it. I'm ordering some. My mother has already ordered some. Shouts to mom. And just surprise people this holiday with some bright sunshine, and rep the podcast because you are good people. Links are in the description, but if you want to go and enter it on your phone now, it is at teespring.com. That's teespring.com/stores, STORES/comingcleanpod.
And if you get one, send us a picture on Twitter or send us any kind of pictures, and we'll retweet it. We'll like it. Yeah, we'll shout you out.
Yes, and I don't think we get access to information of people who have ordered, but I wish we did, because Bruce Pritchard's podcast, whenever you order a shirt from the Bruce Pritchard or something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, if you order a shirt from that, Bruce Pritchard himself will call you to thank you. So that's some good service there. And if we had the chance, we would as
call
well.
You too.
Yeah, leave a voicemail, maybe, be your ringback tone. But if we don't, or you can leave it in like the description, but if not, just rep it at us, send a screenshot, send a photo, send a selfie, send whatever at Coming Clean Pod. Rep the merch, rep the pod. You're all good people. That's teespring.com/stores/comingcleanpod. One more time, that's teespring.com/stores/comingcleanpod. Links are in the description. All right, let's breeze through this. We got an MVP to crown, and who is it going to be?
Clap your hands with me.
It's the MVP of the week.
Say right up, yes.
All right, Sam, who is our MVP of this week?
This is a tough one. No, I'm going to go with Whitney Port.
Oh, wow. All right.
She was the only one who didn't really upset me.
Oh, man.
High bar.
Yes. Yeah, a lot more, a lot of people closer to the zone than to the MVPs. So I'm going to go, I might have to, this is going to be weird, but as I've said earlier in our approach to this season of The Hills, I'm going with the person who had provided me the most entertainment, and that's going to be Jenn Bunney. And yeah, she brought the fire. We were needing some more drama, and she came out of left field and really hit it out of the park. So she is my MVP of the week. And now we got to head to the zone. Not AutoZone, the Jabrone Zone.
Jabroni, JABRONIXYZ, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jabroni.
Okay, you can keep saying that and make yourself think you're a good person, but you're a bad person.
I didn't do anything wrong.
All right, let us know who I'm flushing down for you.
Jenn Bunney.
Down you go.
Jabroni.
Reasons.
It was just not a good look episode for her.
Yeah.
I'm just not about that life. If somebody's messing with somebody, as Elsie says, there's a code, and that code is not to hook up with somebody else who's hooked up with that person.
Yeah, don't be a hashtag homie hopper. And I'm going to need, it's going to be a double flusher for me because I'm flushing down Brody and Jenn Bunney.
Jabroni!
Whoa.
I know
Smart
I
move.
said,
Jabroni!
while Jenn Bunney provided the most entertainment for me, meriting her the MVP of the Week award, in my opinion. She, like you said, she also acted like a jabroni on this one, and I cannot condone her actions for all the reasons we've talked about on this episode, and same goes for Brody. So they're my jabronis of the week. So lots of awards for Jenn Bunney. So, if this is the only episode that we get heavy Jenn Bunney, then she really made an impact.
She really did it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts on the episode before we hop on to some trivia.
I like it that they're ramping up the drama a little bit, get a little more excitement. Who cares about lovey-dovey romances? We want the drama.
Yeah, I know we were enjoying some of the pleasant things that were happening, but now it's like the drama's on. I'm like, okay, this is what I signed. This is why the podcast exists.
Yeah. we want the crazy to come.
Yes. All right. Speaking of crazy, it's time for the craziest game in the world of podcasting. It's time. It's trivia time.
I think you need to step in front of Justin and put the dukes up, dude. I think you should come out here, right here, and come talk to me like that.
It's trivia time.
It sure is. All right. What date and what are we talking about here? You're asking questions.
Yeah,
I'm leading.
we're talking about, you're leading 21-20, and we're talking about February 26, 2007.
Oh, yeah. Good day. Good day.
All right, I'm going to ask you 5 questions about this date, things that happened. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, question number 1. During this week, this artist's song hit number 1 with Say It Right. Timbaland definitely was a big help to this artist during the 2000s. Who is this artist?
I'm going to be honest. I never listened to Hot 999, Gallup's hottest hip-hop radio station, because my
Missing
buddy...
out.
Yeah, because my buddy Bruce wanted to listen to Rock 106.7, your heavy metal destination.
Shout outs to Bruce.
Yeah, shouts to Bruce. I don't know what happened to this guy. I haven't talked to him since like 2007. I have no clue. I'm gonna go with Timbaland was
Say
with,
it right.
Sierra.
That was a hint. No, Nelly Furtado.
Oh, she's
big
like a bird.
supported by big supporter of Timbaland.
Yes. Wow. All right. Shouts to Nelly Furtado. Sorry, I forgot about you. All right. Next question.
All right, on to question number 2. Erica Abby Wright celebrated her 36th birthday on this day. She's an American singer-songwriter born in Dallas, Texas, and she is more known by this name. She was recently honored at the 2017 Soul Train Awards. What is this, I guess, nickname or name that this Erica Abby Wright goes by?
Erica Abby Wright.
I mean, if you watched the Soul Train Awards, you would know.
I'm afraid I missed it this year. Erica. Is it Erica Abby Wright? Erica. Is it Erica Badu?
It is Erica Badu.
Oh, yeah. Shouts to Erica Badu. Because I was
All right, taking a 2-point lead.
Nice.
All right. Erica Badu. I've never listened to one song by her, but I know she sings a lot of stuff.
Yes, and she's also like super zen.
Yes. All right. Being zen, on to question number 3.
All right.
Victor Hugo celebrated his 205th birthday. He was a French author that is best known for these 2 works. Please name one of them. I could also give you additional hints if needed.
Victor Hugo. Hints? Give me one.
I probably hate this Broadway play
Oh,
the most.
all right. Then I'm gonna go. Really,
And this is also a very good Disney movie adaptation
Oh,
in France.
is it Les Mis?
Yes,
And
Les Miserables.
And what was the other one? Is it Man of La Mancha? Oh, Hunchback.
No, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
So that's the. Oh, okay, got it. So Belle. Hey.
Yes. Ooh, commanding lead, two out of 3, leading by 3 points. This is getting very scary.
Yeah, you gotta beat your streak of 2s.
The dream is alive.
Yeah.
All right, on to question number 4. This German-born American clothing designer celebrated his 178th birthday. My pair of 501s are much better than Brett Favre's Wranglers. Who is this clothing designer?
Wait, do I have to give the full name?
Yes.
Oh, you douche.
Yes.
Well, clearly it's Levi.
Yes.
Levi Strauss.
Yes. Dang.
Nice.
If I just went with the 501s, would have that been an okay hint? I feel like going with the
I think
Wranglers.
so. Oh, no,
Yeah.
the 501 was the one that gave it.
Yeah.
I got nervous when like the full name. I was like, Zachary Levi? I was like, nope, that's the guy from the show The Slap. Oh, no,
Yep.
it's not. Oh, was it?
That's Zachary Quinto.
That's Zachary.
And I think you're mixing up Zachary Quinto
Levi.
and
Chuck?
Levi. No, who is Sarah Palin's daughter? His baby dad?
Yes. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. Wait, who is Zachary Levi? He was Chuck?
I
Zachary
don't
Levi?
know. No, I don't.
Was
I mean,
he? No, he was. Was he
Thor. He's in Thor.
I don't
Oh,
know.
it was Chuck.
He was Chuck, right? And he's also the prince in Rapunzel?
Yes.
Nice. All right.
Yep.
Shouts
Tangled.
to Zachary Levi. Underrated voice. Better
Yeah.
singer.
Right.
Well, no, actually equally good singer and actor. All right.
Yeah, he did. All right. Anyways.
Stay tuned for the Chuck podcast.
All right. Now Marty's now leading 24-20. On
yeah.
to the final question. Hopefully you do not know
Oh, shit.
this question.
One sec. We got some technical difficulties. Let me see where we left off. All right. All right. 24-20. Okay. I'm ready.
All right.
again.
On to question number 5.
All right. Hitting the stopwatch.
Former U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Blank warned that the American economy might slip into recession by year's end. He was probably on C-SPAN.
That was your clue. He was probably on C-SPAN. Is it?
Pretty good one.
So 2007. So we were in college. Was it?
Yep.
So this was Bush.
We were in accounting.
Yeah. Was it? Was it Ben Bernanke?
No, it was not. It was his buddy Alan Greenspan.
Oh.
C-SPAN. I was hoping it would jog your.
Oh, wow. That actually turned out to be a better hint than I thought.
right. That was the first thing that popped into my head. I was like, C-SPAN.
that's pretty good.
Alex
That's pretty
Greenspan.
good. I'll give you this. That's a mature hint that completely went over my head.
It's on so many levels.
Yeah, you could have gone. You may expect him to be on CNBC, but he was actually on C-SPAN. Oh, because I thought when you said C-SPAN, you meant CNBC. Oh, whatever. All right.
No.
Well, looks like I've taken a decent lead and am pulling away, but you got a chance to catch up next week. And now we gotta hit the good people. It's been 2 weeks. People don't know what to do, man. We gotta hit them with some recommendations. Go for it.
Oh, we don't have a drop. We don't have a drop for
Nope,
that.
we don't have a drop for that. Should I make one? It's a recommendation.
All right. Well, I got two recommendations for you.
Dang.
Since we're going into holiday season, my first recommendation is getting some Emergency.
Ooh.
Help yourself with a bunch of vitamin C. It really helps the immune system. Take it daily. Keep that on because nobody wants a cold.
True.
And
true.
two is to check out the DMX cover of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He just recently dropped it. Finally, a full song is available. So go check that out and get in the holiday spirit.
Aight. I support that. Yeah. Or I don't know. I'm sorry.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the good people two recommendations too. One for the holidays and one that I just recommend. So
They never said we never did anything for them. So.
yeah, true. Can't say that. Not a sponsor, Emergency, DMX, or this next thing, but I would recommend while you're taking your emergency, while you're avoiding your cold, what's the second worst thing you can get when it's cold out?
The gout.
No. Well, I mean, yes, but chapped lips. So go get yourself some Vaseline Lip Therapy. You know, I've used many. I use it in I've used all the chapstick stuff, which is fine for the lips, but this is really good for the outer lip that really hurts. Because when you lick it and then it dries up and it turns red. This is the stuff to prevent that. So it's basically petroleum jelly in a small can.
And know what Vaseline is good for you?
Mm-hmm.
Your hands if you work at Starbucks and they get really dry from carrying boxes all the time.
Don't forget to put... So out of
shout
context...
out to Vaseline.
Yeah,
Vaseline
to Vaseline.
fixes everything. Vaseline fixes everything.
No, not a sponsor, but I would gladly shill for Vaseline. Good product.
Oh, yeah.
Good people
Shout
at
out.
Vaseline.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make good jelly. They can make good cocoa butter. They make good everything. And and out of context, what's good with Vaseline? You put it in your hands and put a sock on it. Out of context, that sounds dirty.
Oh, yeah, it's really bad.
And my entertainment recommendation for those in New York City. I haven't seen it, but I've heard the soundtrack. But SpongeBob SquarePants the musical on Broadway actually seems pretty legit. It looks goofy, and I know it freaked a lot of people out during their performance on the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Everyone was like, what the hell did I just watch? But it actually looks pretty cool. It's about the good people of Bikini Bottom, and a volcano's about to erupt, and they got to save
Sandy
the day.
Cheeks there?
She is. And they're all like people. None of them are. They're only just sorted. It's like a man with crab hands as Mr. Krabs. But you got music written by David Bowie, Sarah Bareilles. All the they might be giants. Like all these good people. So I'm gonna do that. And now we're gonna leave you at that. But before we go and ride off into the sunset, you gotta keep in contact with us. We got plenty of questions, plenty of discussions for this week. So Sam, let the good people know where they can catch us.
All right, you guys can find us at Coming Clean Pod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Check out our website at comingcleanpod.xyz. Support us at Patreon at patreon.com/comingcleanpod. Send us emails at coming.clean.pod@gmail.com. Subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. As we said before, grab some of that sweet, sweet merch at teespring.com/stores/comingcleanpod. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell all your friends about us.
Yes, and if all goes well, you might be seeing us on YouTube. But if not, go and subscribe to all those places. But we are trying to do a video version of the podcast for your viewing pleasure as well. And we'll leave you with that. And, if it's up, it's up. And as always, big thank you to our good friends Radical Something for our hot theme song. Forever and always, Kelly, get down. Always remember, what do the good people have to do?
Always rep the rad.
Worldwide peace.